no, the base is not 100% complete. I am going through a little bit of builder's fatigue at the moment, so I just want to get the tour done, show everything off, and then we're going to hop into New Game Plus at the end of this video. So right now, this is kind of acting like the main entrance into the base. Obviously, I didn't do anything outside of the base. That will eventually be handled in the future. But I consider this to be the best location for the main gate. Not only is the spacer right here straight ahead, but you do kind of get the best views of a lot of the main buildings in the area, or at least a lot of the taller buildings in the area. And also you can see I did a lot of pathing around here and a bunch of lights. And the reason we're not doing a build video like the last two is because building the wall, laying down the paths, doing the lighting, all of it felt really tedious and kind of boring. And if I felt that way while building, I think it would feel that way while watching. So we are just gonna skip that for now. So coming right in, obviously can't do anything about this. So I wanted to work it in as a tree, and I think it looks pretty nice. But on this side, the grass kind of makes the area feel crowded, but I don't want to tear it down because it does kind of add depth to the area. And I want to see if it grows on me. If it doesn't, I am going to chop these down just to open up the area here. I left this one here because this is the first grass you cut down that blocks that laser, and I kind of don't know why I'm keeping it. It'll probably go too when these go. Everything I said was completely pointless. So the first thing you see when you walk in is this water tower. This is one of the last things I did. It is kind of an unnecessary build this late in the game, but early game, something like this could be very useful. And we'll hop up here and show you why. So right here, there are a bunch of dew collectors, and they are placed like this. So whenever the water spawns in, the dewdrops will collide and knock each other off and fall down into the water containers down there, and they'll collect automatically. But it's nice to have. I like the way this building turned out. Potentially one of my favorites in the area. We will hop down and continue on this tour. Whee! Right behind here is my water container holding facility, whatever you want to call it. I do have 10 of these water containers in here full of water, and I'm not going to add any more. On this side, I'm doing juice on the bottom, which I only have 4, and then I was going to do soda on top, which I haven't collected any of it. The juice I'm actually getting right here, which I haven't put a water container back there again yet. So I need to do that. And this doesn't lead anywhere yet. I have some open space. I can do some more building back this way. Coming out of that storage, we're going to go into the blacksmith shop. This is one of the first buildings I did interior decorating in quite a while. And I really need to get to doing more of that because I really enjoyed it. And it makes it look so much better. Still haven't put anything on that weapon mount. But check out these floors. Mushroom pillars, doing the half walls in between. Looks great.
Everything looks good from here.
But in here, this is going to be my armor and weapons display. I do only have 2 levels in here, and I am going to have to make it go up another one because I did not consider armor stands for both sleek and bulky. I did only do room for everything to be in one spot, so maybe have to do another one. We'll see. Out the backside here, why do these keep growing in? Like, this is even growing through the stairs. But this path kind of ends back through here, doesn't connect up to anything. Got open space this way. Over here, this is where my farmlands are going to be eventually, so I'll connect that up to that. Walking back in, we're going to go upstairs. As I did do this door. This is a new door with a bridge that connects over here to the bug museum, which I'm going to show that for the first time. And this will eventually, if I need to, I can have this connect out to something else. But I really wanted to add in this bridge so I can bring in some more of the bridging that I have up there that we'll see in a little bit, because I really like just the random chaotic bridges that happen throughout the place. And I am going to find more places to implement this because it's great. Like, look at it. It just really fills in the area. It's nice. And then especially this walkway along the side of this building. So just following this path this way, we do have this connected all the way up to the bottom of the spacer just because there's really no reason. Then up here, we will go in there in a minute, but we'll continue up the path this way. I did add in this pond area, or I didn't really add in the pond, the water was already there, but I made it look kind of like a well, not a pond, simply by putting these curved half walls around it and then a little statue in the middle. But around the outside of it, I did do these wheat stem floors, and then I put all the pebblets on top of it so that it had like a level floor, so that way the water actually does seem like it's lower. Continue on from there, we are going to go into the pet sanctuary. So this is one of the last things I did, but I do have homes for all the pets. Brittany is the only one I have named. It was my aphid, or it is my aphid, my first pet. The other ones I haven't named, and I need to do that. I do have them all in here. These ants, however, I may kill them because they're still not eating. I did get the fire ant to finally heal. It was hurt for the longest time. Why are you hurt now? Y'all are so annoying. But they won't eat anything. For a minute, they weren't even giving me my buffs properly. I don't know what was going on with that, but after a reload, that worked. But the ants are just bugged. And, bugged. But I need to, I think, take them out and maybe get some new baby ants and see if that fixes the issue. Exiting the pet sanctuary from the top, we do actually go inside the wall here, and this is what it looks like around the entire interior of the wall. Not really going to go through it because it is a little bit boring, and that's all it looks like. There's really no secret access points in there. And this walkway leads us over to the zipline tower, which we are going to go up there and check it out. But before we do, we're going to check out behind the scenes. So this is just an access point to get to the bounce webs in case I need to adjust something or if something's weird, which there is one that's a little off and I do need to adjust it. I just haven't felt like it. But now let's go up. It's that one. That's the one that's off. So up here, you get a great view of everything around the area, great view of the base. This is the stuff we're about to look at. I will eventually have zip lines going around the map. Or more, I want them to go to like key points around the map. I don't want to just have access to every single spot from here. I do think doing that kind of makes you lose a little bit of the game. You're not really getting a full experience as you would walking around, but I do like having the convenience of being able to move a little bit faster. But right now I only have zip lines that connect up to 2 different points of the upper yard, and I will just have things that go other places. Like here, I'm going to connect up to the hedge eventually. This way, there's nothing that's really important out here to connect up to, but I was thinking I'll do a raid base out there if that actually works right. Let's hop down here and continue the tour. The base of this building, I pretty much just needed it to be a facade. I really wanted to cover up the leaf that's under here. Just a little zigzag path, which is really fun, and then boom, here's the leaf. I really did not like the way the leaf was looking, and it just needed to go. But going back up this way, through this zigzaggy, very fun path, this is just the top of the wall. This is another thing I was building just to cover up a leaf, because they're kind of ruining stuff. I wish you could chop them down. Didn't fully cover this one up, but I got it to a point where I thought was fine. I may eventually come back and build something just to cover up the rest of it too. We're gonna hop back down here. I am gonna eventually have the path connecting this way, but we're just gonna walk it for right now. We are gonna go through those doors, but first, right over here, this is gonna be my pet graveyard. I do only have 2 headstones right now. Baby fire ant that I never named. That's really why I need to name those, especially if I'm going to slaughter them. But we won't tell them about that. Then I'll just fill in this area with a bunch of headstones or gravestones. And that's all this area is going to be. And I like it because it's like lower and it's very wooded through here, very grassed. But it does make it seem a little more like unkept and spooky. So I'm definitely going to keep the vibes going down here. Well, let's hop through these doors. And right out here, this actually takes us straight to our sap farm. Very nice, very convenient. I will have a path that goes to that as well. And continuing from the path that we were on, we are going to go into the bug museum. So this is the first time I'm showing this. This is the main entrance. It's a very fun place. And right on the main floor, you can see I have this very empty space. I am going to decorate it. I haven't done any decorating in here other than lighting, but I will decorate it. But over here underneath these stairs, we do have the termites, the lovely termite king, and we do have all the head mounts to accompany each bug. And the back side, this is a back exit, which just got adjusted a little bit just to connect up to this. And it's actually a fun little like terrace step down kind of situation. Heading back in, we will walk around to the other side. We got our bombardier beetle, our mites over here. And then again, we do have an empty corner. That door leads out to that patio again. Then right in the center, we do have Ladybug and Ladybird. And then I had a kind of open space that I just wanted to throw this mushroom in. Adds color too. It's very nice. I know that chandelier up top looks a little off center. It's actually not. That is center with the building. This is just kind of center with the open space down here. They both work, I promise. Going upstairs, you do of course see the wasp right away and its head mount over here. Back in this corner, we have the firefly, which if you didn't know, I didn't know this until I built one, they actually produce light. So that's another form of lighting you can use in bases. It's pretty fun. This way leads over to storage. We will go through there. Back through this very narrow hallway I made because I wanted to recess this by half a block, but we love it, right? Looks great. We do have our bee right here. And then we have all of our water creatures through here in this little section jutting out of the building. Then back over here we have our harmless bugs in this corner. Utilize the corner for once. And going up to the next level, we do have our moth, the very beautiful moth. And back behind it, we do have another patio out here just to get a look. We'll eventually be overlooking the farm area that is yet to be built. Over here we have our ants. We do have our 3 worker ants, and we have soldier ants behind it, kind of spaced out a little bit more because it's a little tight on this side. And then we have the larva. And then over here again, we have an empty corner. I don't know why I put that torch there. Going up to the next floor, we have mosquitoes directly above, but then we have our infected bugs. Ladybug, of course, and the other infected bugs, and then we have our spiderlings on this side. And yet again, another patio, because I just like to utilize space as best as possible. This is a very narrow patio, really not going to have much use, but just nice to have. Going up to the next floor, and no, this is still not the top floor. We have all our spiders. I did have the infected wolf spider down below, but I didn't like how it was looking down there, so I moved it up to this one, and I like it much better. I think it works really well. Especially at night when these light up, it does make the building look good. Thanks, Wendell. And going up to what is the last level of bugs, we do have our stink bug, green shield bug, and the other big bugs on the other side, the Black Hawk's beetle, antlion, and the roly-poly. And then, of course, all their mounts to accompany them. I do have a little secret drop-down area, which we will go through in just a moment, but first we're going to go up. So right up here, you can get a good glimpse of grass. Very much just grass. Again, farm will be there eventually. Then on this side, you get a good glimpse of the spacer. Quite nice. And then we can continue up from here. And this is pretty much just rooftop access. I do like having as much as possible accessible. So we just kind of hop up here. The top of this building, I struggled with getting to a point that I liked. I still don't fully like it, but it's kind of the best I came up with so far. I just really wanted to keep going up a little bit, but I think I made it narrow too quickly. I just didn't know what else to do. But it's kind of growing on me, especially now that I have it lit up. It's looking pretty decent. But let's hop all the way back down, and we are going to go under our storage building. And this takes us to zipline tower and our storage areas, and then some bridges, of course, because they look lovely. And this is our storage room. These, I do have like armor stands and stuff here that will maybe eventually get moved. I may keep my main ones in here. If I move them out, I don't really know what I want to do with this space, so I think that's kind of, I'm leaning towards them staying. But I did finally get everything in here organized. Everything is labeled and separated, except for the bugs on the top floor. I didn't. It's a mess up here. But this is where all my bug storage will be, on the very top floor. Then I left this open so I can just fall down. But the main purpose of this design that I did here was so I can come in here and I can click on hot deposit to nearby storage, and every single chest within the area is accessible from this point. So I'll be able to drop off everything in one click. And then it's also separated and organized as I need it to be, so it doesn't seem clunky and bulky. Then I also wanted machines to be on the main floor. These are on the second floor, but they're accessible. And we got stuff going on here. And then I got my Christmas trees. I only put down 3 of them. On one side, I do have bounce webs. On the other side, I decided to do the spiral staircase because the bounce webs are a little bit harder to get to floor. And then I left the top open because there's a zip line that kind of goes almost directly over this, and it's just very fun to jump off of it directly into this hole, directly into my storage space where I can just go doop, boop, and drop stuff off. This is the bridge that leads us over to the Bug Museum. And then we're gonna head back this way. There is actually a door to get us up here quicker from down here. From whenever you come up from here underneath the building, you can just come in here, and it is possible just to jump up here like that, or you could take the bounce webs and ride them all the way up to the very top. Rooftop access is very important. I need to go get some water real quick. Look at how well these work, by the way. I do only have 6 up there and 4 of these containers, and you can see that I've got water just sitting on top. So, I mean, especially if you have a full team playing, like that's great. 6 dew collectors, I think it's only 6, and then 4 water containers. Done. And coming back up here, we're going to go straight across into the weed stem and grass plank storage area. On this side, we do have wheat stems. I decided to keep the small wheat stem pallets here because if I were to swap them out with the large ones, they'll either stick out into the middle, or if I turn them sideways, I'd only be able to do 2. So I actually get more storage with the small ones like this. This one fits here because it does actually go back a little bit further in there where this wall kind of stops it. And then same thing with the upper layer. But if we go all the way up here, I did do the large ones because there is more storage this way than having small ones right there. Then over here we do have grass planks. I did kind of sneak in another stem pallet over here on the grass plank side just because they get utilized a lot more. But this was actually more beneficial to do the large pallets as opposed to the small ones here. I do fit more storage this way. However, the upper layer, I did not do them because they would block my walkway completely. So we kept the small ones up here. Then all the way up here, we do have the small ones because of the same situation. Then all the way at the top, again, rooftop access. This actually goes all the way around, so you can see every direction of the base up here. Quite lovely. And then you can hop up here, and there's a bit of a tower. This is where I put my first turret. This is actually my only turret, right? I think it's my only one on the base, and I've never even used it. But it's here if I need it, I guess. Going back down, over here we have our catching side of the weed stem zip line. So this was very important to get in here because it does make building or collecting a lot faster. Where did you come from? Anyway, so I just kind of left this big hole in the wall so it comes in. It looks really nice. But we're going to head over to the other side real quick so we can see what that looks like. I did have to dip the wall down below it, but I am going to eventually build the wall up a little taller because I did finally piss off the mosquitoes and they raided me, which sucked, but they do go over the wall. So the wall's not quite tall enough. I want them to attack the wall before anything in the base because the wall will be a lot easier to fix. And I learned my lesson from the last weed stem tower I did. I did it way too tall and it was kind of a pain, or it was just more time consuming going up and coming down. And so I wanted this one to be a little lower to the ground. So that's why this zip line is so low, and I am low enough over in the infected area for them to aggro me. But of course it is very important that the sending side be higher than the catching side, so that way weed stems and grass planks can go down the zip line. But here we are, just a nice, lovely building. I did build this way to get down safely, because if you're carrying a pallet, you can't use a dandelion tuft. So I wanted a way to get down safely without getting injured. But this is going to go because it's actually a little more annoying than useful. And there's another way that I've been getting down without getting hurt. And I'll just kind of use that. Not a lot of wheat stems here right now because I did harvest them to finish up a few things over there, but a lot over there. Just overall, easy 1,000 wheat stems you can get here within a few in-game hours. But these bounce webs, I got perfect on my first try. It was amazing. I figured I would set them down and have to adjust, but I didn't. Like, I can just fall on them from any direction and they put me directly onto the next platform. It's wonderful. And the last one. But the way I've been getting down is I've just kind of been falling off on this corner and then following this all the way down. So I am going to kind of repurpose those to just kind of go alongside of these, and that'll be my way down. Probably still keep the little walkway I have underneath there just because it's fun and it looks nice. And then we're going to head back. And arriving back at the sending side, or the receiving side, we're going to head down, because down here is a pretty fun area. This will eventually connect up over there. But over under here, I kind of had this idea, or something I wanted was to have a bridge that connected. I didn't originally plan for the wall to be here, so this plan is going to change a little bit. But I don't want to say accidentally, but I did this walkway diagonally underneath here, and it just looks so cool. I love it. It's one of my favorite places, honestly, and I don't have any lights down here yet. I didn't do any lighting on this side because I'm still working on it. But then we have this kind of zigzag path that goes down through this ditch and then drops off on a little pebblet path, which leads us over here to the field station, and then the first building I did in this space. Heading back up into our storage area, heading through it. We're gonna walk across this bridge over here to this dry grass that never stops growing. I have tried everything to get this thing to stop growing. I did finally get one to stop growing down there by the spacer, and I think it's because of the doorway, and so I may just have to kind of utilize the same thing, because there is one that grows over this corner. But since I put that doorway in, it stopped, and I think that may be the key. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out something to do over here just like that. But this bridge does connect down there where we just were at. But this first build I did, I mean, it's kind of not the first build I did anymore because I did rebuild it when they introduced the vertical half walls. And I like the way it turned out the second time better than the first time. What are you doing? But it's got an upstairs loft. This is where I sleep, and didn't really do anything with this patio, but it's fine. We can ignore that. But it's a nice, fun place. You know, I'd totally live here. Downstairs, kitchen, jerky racks, all that good stuff. Down here is a place you can just fall off, straight shot over there to the field station. Then we can walk around this side of this building, over here to this bridge I built. And I do believe this is the very last bit. But this is just a very lovely bridge that goes across, connects down here to what will eventually be the farms, and in there to the bug museum. Eventually it will connect around there to that side, which will be the blacksmith and stuff. But yeah, so as I've been going through here, I'm sure you've noticed I did a lot of these random bits of angles everywhere. That is a neat little trick you can do using the scaffolds and I think the pillars. I could be wrong about that, but it allows you to build on any angle when you unsnap them. So I hope I showed everything in the base. If not, if you saw something that I didn't actually approach, let me know and I will go back over it. So adding this in to the tour real quick, because I realized I completely forgot to do this. This little secret drop down I have. We're gonna hop down here and hopefully not take any damage. Okay, didn't mean to use 2 of those, but it's just a little secret spot. These are here to stop those clovers from growing. I will eventually put like furniture and stuff down here. Be like a little secret gentleman's club. It's gonna be fun. And this door just leads you right into the water. Nothing really that special down here. And something else I realized I missed was the entire wall. Right now I do only have 2 access points to get up on the wall. This is the only convenient one. The other one is over there somewhere. Over there. There's a ladder. You kind of come from the zipline tower and then you hop down here. So that one's a little more inconvenient. But I am going to do more points to access the wall right here. But when you get up here, you can in fact walk around the entire sections of the wall. Even around the pet sanctuary here, you can walk around those. But this main wall around the exterior of the base is going to be extended up because flying bugs go right over them and it's a little annoying. But we'll just do a quick walkthrough around here. I am hearing... Okay, that's not fun. I'm hearing multiple Black Hawks beetles. I am in New Game Plus, by the way. I just realized I forgot to do this little bit. If you have any questions about anything I've built, let me know, because I'll explain it in as much detail as you need me to, especially if you're trying to build something. I love seeing the community builds, seeing pictures that people post. They're always fantastic, no matter how simple they are. I just love seeing them. Well, no, don't touch me. But right now we are going to head into New Game Plus for the first time. I have yet to experience New Game Plus because this is the only world I've been playing and I've just kind of been wanting to get it to a certain point, but I kind of got exhausted of trying to get to that certain point, and we're going to go into it now. But if you've enjoyed this video or if you like my builds, please consider subscribing. I'm actually getting really close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. That is a big milestone. And also, if you have enjoyed it, feel free to drop a thumbs up on it. That does help me out as well, and share it with your friends. If you feel inspired by this, let me know. If you're currently building something that's so wild and crazy, also let me know. Again, I love seeing builds. You know, something I've never experienced is being eaten by the fish. I've actually very successfully always avoided the koi fish. We have made it to the entrance into the remixer. So we're going to hop into New Game Plus and we're going to end this video here. So next time you see me, we're going to be experiencing New Game Plus.
The thing you're about to do has big permanent consequences. If you have any unfinished business in this playthrough, please turn back.